Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with a special edition of Scrap Squad Sunday. I'm doing this on Friday. The lift was just published today, and I'm doing this live along with, I'm doing it a video of this along with my partner in the series that we have called Challenge Accepted, Shannon Allor. She's going to be doing the same lift. And I'm actually doing mine for today's load prompt, and this Friday's load prompt, May 1st. It's the very first one. The load event this year is Beatles related, and today's song that we're building the prompts on is Love Me Do. So that's gonna be the title of my layout. And I'm going to publish this because I have to publish it before midnight. I'm gonna publish it in the load closed group tonight before midnight, and then the video will go live and I'll publish it everywhere else on Sunday. So this is the original layout that we're lifting. Nice stitched circle, a large square piece of what looks like vellum paper that's showing some stars and clouds and raindrops underneath, some paper layers and a couple photos and an embellishment cluster and then a little strip underneath. This is a pared down version done by Rebecca Meadows, who's one of the members or one of the design team in Scrap Squad. And she has got a stitch circle or a doodled circle. It looks like it could be either. And she's done a little bit smaller cluster and has it all inside the circle, and has repeated the umbrella and the clouds, and has some what look like maybe Nuvo drops or little glass beads for the raindrops. Love it. And although pared down isn't my middle name, I think I'm going to pare it down even more, and I'll tell you why in a minute. First of all, let me tell you my products. The background paper is a Basil Basics sheet called, let's see, the color is Moody Blue, and I love it. It's kind of just this side of navy, but not quite a royal blue. It's just the most beautiful color, and this came in one of my Mind the Scrap kits. I have some butterflies that I have cut from this pattern paper that's part of Cocoa Vanilla Happiness. I love the wood grain on the other side, but I am gonna fussy cut each and every one of these butterflies and maybe even use the partial ones. So this is one of my favorite pattern papers ever in the history of pattern papers. Let's see. I have this, which, gosh, I can't tell you. This also came in the April Mind the Scrap kit. It's a, you could call it a cut file, I guess. I'm going to cut it in half. I tried already with my trimmer, and that didn't work. I tried with a knife blade, and that didn't work. So I made some pencil marks on here, and I'm going to cut, and then you'll see I'm going to disguise the cut edge or cover the cut edge with yet another pattern paper, and that pattern paper is something I picked up from a bin somewhere, a clearance bin somewhere, maybe Hobby Lobby, maybe Michael's, maybe at a in the freebie section of a retreat. So I'm going to place this on here kind of like so. However, wide, however it needs to be for my photos. And just to let you know, the prompts for today's load layout is to, since the song is Love Me Do, you're to scrap about somebody or something or someone that you love. So I've got some pictures of my husband, and in honor of the Fab Four, you're to use fours of things. So I have 4 butterflies. I may use 4 perspectives. I punched 4 clouds from the same dotty pattern paper that I was telling you about that I picked up from who knows where. And I've got 4 photos. So I could have 4 of any one of those things, but I'll do them all. And I'm probably gonna do something like this. I've got this here. Let me see how I can line this up. I didn't really think through that. I think this is 9 inches, and if I can bring this together and make this 9 inches, I could do that if I really cut it right here. So let me see if I can do that. If I do this and this and this and this. Okay. Now, let me see if I can overlay it kind of like that. Let me take this here. I'll do some backing paper to catch the glue. Let me just kind of put some bit of glue here, here, here. Don't have to have a lot for that to kind of hold together. I'm gonna underlap this. It looks like overlapping now. Where's that? There we go. Okay. And what we can do is where this line is, well, you know what? I'm gonna cut that line off. Sorry, I hadn't thought this through before. I usually like to have these kinds of things decided. I'm gonna save that because that would make a pretty layer kind of behind a photo. Okay, what did I do with this? Let's go back now, and I think I've just probably cut off everything that had glue on it. Okay, we'll go back down here and do this, 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 and this. And my hope is that I can I can cover that with a photo and some embellishments, maybe a butterfly or something that takes your attention away from the fact that it's pieced together. Okay, and it catches, because there's so many openings, it catches. It's a little hard to handle, kind of like a detail cut file. Well, that didn't quite stick. Sorry, again. Let me do this. I messed with it so much to try to get it perfect. Okay, I'm not too worried about it down here, but okay, that actually doesn't look bad at all. I'm going to place it here, but first I want to do the outline of the circle. Now, I have some red embellishments that I want to use, and I also have teal. I'm afraid if I did red and white, I'm going to fake my stitching by putting a bead of glue and going around the circle with baker's twine. So I think I'm going to go with the teal or turquoise color. It goes with the butterflies. There's some dots in there, and I've got 2 of the teal umbrellas. They don't show up terribly well on the navy background, but I think they'll be fine. Okay, let me make sure my page is fully on camera and also in a position that I can, oh, look, gotten tangled in my love here. This is a perspective from Bramble Fox, and what I'm trying to do is get off enough of the twine that it'll go around and I can cut it off so I don't have the card getting complicating things. Okay, so I know that my my background for the photos is going to kind of go across here somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and start. Actually, that's not true. I think I'll start it here, maybe even here, because this is a little bit of a mess. I outlined it with a white pen, my Uniball Signo broad point pen, and this is where it kind of overlaps. I'm going to go a little bit at a time so my arm is not touching glue while I'm trying to press it down. Now, if a little of the white pen shows, that's not a terrible thing. And if the glue kind of overlaps, that's also not a terrible thing. It actually, in the finished product, actually kind of adds depth. So I have done this enough times that I've learned that I don't really have to be ultra careful about all of that. I will, at the end of it, kind of dust off some of the dried, chalky part of the white ink. Okay. Okay, so it's hooked a butterfly here. Let me put that back. Okay, I think that's... Now, in both of the originals that I'm lifting, they did more than one circle. And I was going to do that, but I kind of thought, I kind of went with the less is more theme in that department. I do want the circle to be there. It's a key design element in the grand scheme of things, but whether it's single or double, I don't think significantly affects the design in the long run. And it might be hard with stitching on a machine. It may actually work a little easier. It might be hard to do with the gluing, kind of where the lines overlap. I'm not sticking very well to this line, actually. Get that. Again, this glue dries clear and matte, so it shouldn't affect the page. And with everything else that's going to go on the page, the little imperfections are probably not going to be noticeable. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And my, if some of the imperfections do show, what's my position on that? I'm okay with that. Let me see if I can get something, well, other than my tweezer tips to pull some of this glue off the side. I hate doing that to my tweezer tips, but I can clean them up after this. Okay. So I've got the teal and white there. Let me snip that off and put a little glue here to get this down. And again, I'm going to cover that up. Probably one of the first things I'll do. I like working in odd numbers of things. So though I have 4 butterflies to include, I'm going to do 3 in one place and the 4th by itself. So I'll have my odd number 3 and my odd number 1. I thought maybe I would do this right here. I'm not sure if I want the there. I kind of like that position. And I'm going to use a little wet glue. I have I fussy cut these, and then I added little scraps from my foam, my fun foam, or unfun foam, as I've heard it called, because it doesn't have adhesive, and I don't want it to have adhesive ever, because I don't like peeling the backing of adhesive things like foam dots and so forth. Okay, so here's my background for my photos. So I'm going to build this, and underneath the photos is where I can put some foam to kind of prop it up so it doesn't, so that it can be propped up on both sides of the end there. Okay, what order am I going to put these photos in? I'll do them in order of time, I guess. This one, well, first of all, let me kind of mount this guy across the bottom of it. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to mount this to it as straight as possible. Hard to tell, hard to do, guys. Let me line it up on a straight line here and see if I can lay this over using a straight line. Okay, here we go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to line this up across that gray line. Tedious, I'm sure, to do and to watch. Okay, I've moved it around. I'm going to assume that that's not too bad. Okay, so it's mounted to the back of this, And I'm actually going to put another kind of row of foam back behind that. Well, actually, you know what? I am not. I will put it in the areas where I need some. Yes, I am. Okay. Having said that, I'm actually going to lay it across here now because I know it's not going to stick. It's going to come up. And let's do the photos before I kind of lose my train of thought there. This is a wedding photo, so it's going to go on there first. And I'm going to kind of set it inside here, kind of angling that way. This is one from a trip to Seattle, a business trip that we took, and this can go over this, in which case it needs a little foam to prop it up. I don't want it to look like I'm hiding the bottoms of the photos underneath this strip. Okay, this one is from a trip we took in 2016, and I may do that. This was taken at a Chicago White Sox baseball game on Elvis night, and it was just so much fun. There. And this is a recent one taken at when we were at Starbucks with our granddaughter Ava. And whoops, yeah, that works. That works. Okay, I'm gonna do this here. Okay. And that props it up. Okay, now I'm going to stick some foam behind the photos, and I'll do that with this only kind of going across here, making sure I hit those two photos that are already on foam. And then I'm going to do one here, and then another piece here so that the outline stitching can go there. And let me do some more. I didn't realize that I'd have to have such a scientific approach to the foam. But I do want that okay, I've made the break right here, so it's gonna break over to that side. Let me make sure I'm getting that parallel with the bottom. Okay, there we go. So now I've got room to build something of a cluster there. So my title will be I was going to have, if this were on the outside, I was going to have the love on the outside, and then underneath here, love me do. So let me see if I can build a cloud or butterfly cluster there. I've got this cluster of butterflies, and I know I want an umbrella kind of up here. but I'm thinking I prefer this one, and then I can have some, I was going to use some Nouveau glitter drops to make some raindrops kind of underneath the umbrella and the clouds. So let me first I want a little bit of a sprinkling of white ink. And I've got some dry bits from opening that bottle. I'll have to kind of clean that up after I do this video. I don't need a lot of this, and I hate that this ink is kind of drying up. And I keep it on its side as instructed when I bought it. And let me kind of, there we go. Okay, given that, I'm now going to try to build a cloud cluster up here. Partly there. Let me get my little umbrella there. This Bramble Fox umbrella is just so cute. I want it here, and again that adhesive will dry clear and matte, so you won't be able to see it under there when this is done. I want to put this maybe right there. And this purple one up in there because there's a little bit of purple in that navy blue butterfly. I'm going to do it maybe right up here. And then I'll do some raindrops coming down. And I want for there to be a butterfly here. The cluster, actually, I'm going to do over here. Never mind. Okay, I'll do this. This red guy needs to be the star of the cluster because I've got some red that's going there. I was maybe, let's see, could I use this? And my folly putting it over a wet drop. I need to let that dry before I start experimenting with that. Let me finish my other idea. I'll do this guy here. Be a little bit up there. Okay, and I'll put these butterflies kind of there. It really is a simple layout, and I'm almost embarrassed it's taking this much time. Okay, so we've got that. I've selected this. Do I do the globe that is in just a darker blue, or do I do the red? I think I'm going to go with the red, guys. Let me get some glue on it, and I'm going to pretend that it doesn't matter if that bit of glue there, if it touches that. How about that? there, love. And then I have some smaller letters that I was planning to say love me do. I'm gonna put this XO up here with the cloud, and I have another kind of a cluster of hearts. I'll maybe do some of the Nuvo drops, crystal or glitter drops there. I've got these two hearts that I wanted to go here. Okay, let me kind of do one there. And I'll have it kind of up overlapping the photo. And then this one will overlap the bottom. They don't overlap each other, but I've tried that and actually done it with perspectives. Okay, now my next question was whether I wanted to use another umbrella, and if so, do I want it to be this big one or the small one? They're the same color. I think that actually shows up nicely, and I'm going to see how effective my gluing technique is. When I go here, there's glue making contact with the paper as well as the twine. Now this one is kind of going away. I have these teal letters, and I was going to use, do the love, love me do with that, but it's not exactly the same color teal. It's close enough. You know what? These may be too big, and the reason I say that, these are some Heidi Swap glitter stickers. And let me see if I can get love, love me. I think I can do that. I'd rather have white. So I think I'm not going to use any more of the glue, so I'll put that aside. Okay, so see if I can do that better with my fingers. And I think the E is pretty skinny, so it should fit. And the fact that it's such a different color and such a different material doesn't bother me that it's that close to that. Okay, so now let's find an M. Okay, M's are harder to get up when they're that sticky because they're harder to get up with tweezers because they tend to split. They're one of those halvesies letters. Okay, and then I'll find my last E on here. Really close. And after this, I think all we have to do is the glitter drop raindrops. Okay, that's done. Let's see. I might do 3 over here. Let me test it. I'm gonna test it right here. Okay. Okay. I'm adding a little length to them so they look like raindrops. I didn't do that over there. Maybe I could now. See if I can draw them down. This may be an epic fail. There. Okay, a little bit. So that's 5. I'm going to go with my odd number of 7. These are perfect, these not so much. Okay, there we go. All right, this is it. It's my load layout for the song Love Me Do. And it's a Scrap Squad Sunday where I did the regular weekly lift. This is lift number 15. If you go out to their Facebook page, it's Scrap Squad, and go to their album, Ask to Join, and there's no there are no obligations, no cost or anything like that to join. And every week they put out a lift. They're running a special set of lifts for International Scrapbooking Day that I think start this evening. The first one is this evening, and then there are several tomorrow and several Sunday. So hope you enjoy National Scrapbooking Day, however you're going to acknowledge it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay well. And see you next week for Scrap Squad Sunday. And throughout the weekend, I'll be posting things for both on Instagram and Facebook for load and for different International Scrapbooking Day events at various groups I belong to. So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your support. And let me find my trusty, I can't find, there it is. Okay, let's see if it works.